Hey friend, welcome back to the Purpose Box. I am Chantal, and today we're getting real about something that might be the reason you're feeling stuck. Your mindset. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another pep talk about positive thinking, hang with me. We're not just talking about putting on a smile and pretending everything's okay. We're talking about rewiring your thoughts so you can actually start seeing the success you've been dreaming about. Are you ready? Let's get into it. So a few years ago, I found myself in a place where everything just felt stuck. Day after day, I was dragging myself to a job that drained the life out of me. Deep down, I knew I was meant for more, but I had no idea how to break out of the rut I was in. And then one day, this idea hit me. Start my own business. It was like a flicker of hope in what would have been a pretty bleak routine. So naturally, I was excited, so I decided to share my idea with a coworker thinking I'd get some encouragement, right? But instead, I was met with a laugh and a dismissive. You? Start your own business? Don't waste your time. Those words stung, let me tell you. And for a moment, I let them take root. I started doubting myself, wondering if maybe I was just fooling myself with this crazy dream. But here's the thing, right? I learned that you cannot allow someone else's limited vision to dictate your actions, right? And in that moment, I also realized that no matter what, in that moment, just something inside of me just wouldn't let me let go of that idea. I knew if I was going to make this leap into entrepreneurship, I needed to change the way I thought. I needed to get my mind right. So I made a decision. I was going to rewire my thinking. So I dove into books, podcasts, and anything that I could find that would challenge my mindset. One of the books that had a huge impact on me was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It wasn't just about business. It was about rethinking how I approached everything in my life. And then there was Proverbs 23 verses 7. As he thinks in his heart, so is he. Friend, that verse hit me so hard. It made me realize that the way I was thinking was directly shaping my reality. And if I kept thinking small, I would stay small. But if I started thinking bigger, I could actually start moving towards the life that I wanted. And so here's the truth. Your business, your life, your relationship, they will only grow as much as you do. Personal growth and business growth go hand in hand. Jim Rohn, one of the greatest speaker that I loved, used to say, work harder on yourself than you do at your job. And the late Dr. Miles Monroe emphasized that personal leadership is a foundation of any successful business. If you're not leading yourself well, you can forget about leading anything or anyone else successfully. And so right now I'm going to share just 3 mindset tips that you can practice to get you out of the place that you're in and lead you one step closer to where you would like to go. And so tip number 1 is stop waiting for permission. So I used to think I needed someone's approval to move forward. But here's the reality. If you're waiting for someone to give you the green light, you'll be waiting forever. The only permission you need is from God and yourself. So start now and let the path unfold as you walk it. Tip number 2, failure isn't optional. It is essential, friend. So this one is a huge one. We're also afraid of failing that we never start. But here's the thing. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of it. Every failure is feedback. It's information that helps you adjust and move forward. When you stop fearing failure, you start taking bigger risks, and that's where the real growth happens, right? And the final tip is to outgrow your surroundings. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Surround yourself with people who challenges you, who pushes you to think bigger, do better, and aim higher. That's where real transformation happens. So, friend, this one is a big one, right? So your environment impacts the climate of your life more than you think, right? The more positive people that you surround yourself with, if you surround yourself with people who dream big, who accomplish great things, ultimately, that habit and that mindset will become contagious and you begin to operate similar to how they are. What I've learned is that exposure opens up a higher dimension in your belief system and just helps to ignite faith, with which attracts more, right? Because in the Bible it says faith, without faith it's impossible to please God. And environments, like being around things that helps to ignite your faith, ultimately helps to attract more favor from God as well as your faith grows, right? And so that's another kingdom key that I'll leave for another time. But here's the deal. Your mindset is either your biggest asset or your greatest liability. If you're feeling stuck, it's time for a mindset reset. Start by feeding your mind with content that challenges the way you think. Proverbs 23 verses 7 isn't just a nice verse. It's a blueprint for how to shape your life. So here is one thing that I would like for you to do this week. Find something that challenges you. It could be a book, a podcast, or even a tough conversation you've been avoiding. Let it stretch you, make you uncomfortable, and ultimately help you grow. The most powerful shifts happen when you're willing to step outside of what's familiar and embrace the unknown. So, friend, thanks for hanging out with me today on the Purpose Box. Remember, your mind is the foundation of your success, so treat it like the priceless asset that it is. Until next time, keep pushing, keep growing, and keep stepping out in faith.